Hola, ¿ustedes hablan español? ¿Entienden lo que digo? If you do not understand what I just said, that was Spanish for do you speak Spanish? Do you know what I'm saying? Have you ever considered learning a second language? If so, have you thought about taking Spanish? I've done some research and encountered many reasons why Spanish would be the ideal language to take. Not only would it be beneficial to you, but it might someday be necessary. By no means am I fluent in Spanish, but I do plan to continue to learn it. The Spanish language is all around us. It's in our schools, our places of employment. It's all over in our communities. In order to become better communicators in our diverse country, learning Spanish would be very beneficial. Today, I will discuss some demographics surrounding the Spanish language, along with some of the advantages of learning it. Finally, I'd like to discuss a variety of ways you can go about learning it. Now that I've got you thinking on this topic, let's start with some demographics. Spanish is everywhere. The number of Spanish-speaking Americans continues to grow. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, there are over 320 million people living in the United States. Of that, just over 17% of them are Hispanic or Latino. My Spanish textbook Nexo states that 34.5 million people speak Spanish in the United States. According to the article, What is the Future of Spanish in the United States? By Mark Hugo Lopez and Ana Gonzalez Baera, the number of people that speak Spanish in the United States has risen 233%. That same article predicts that the Spanish-speaking population will grow to about 40 million people by the year 2020. Now, there are many people that live in America that believe if you live here, you should speak English. You hear it all the time, learn English, or other similar comments. Now, first of all, although English is the official language of the United States, it obviously did not originate here. The English language was brought over by immigrants from Europe. Second, another thing that those people don't realize is that most native Spanish-speaking people that live in the United States also speak English. It is estimated by the U.S. Census Bureau that only 13% of the foreign-born people living in the United States do not speak English. Now of that, if you break that down to college graduates that are foreign-born, only 1 to 2% of the college graduates do not speak English. So now that you're more familiar with the statistics, I'd like to discuss some of the advantages of learning Spanish. There are many advantages to learning Spanish. Imagine all the college graduates out there seeking employment. Now imagine being the employer with a resume from a college student or a college graduate with a business degree. One of them speaks English, the other with another business degree of the same type of business degree speaks English and Spanish. Which one would you hire? The choice is clear. I work for a Fortune 500 company. The location that I work at has hired countless of people whose native language is Spanish in the last several years. I work very closely with 3 of those people. They work in my department and they're professional engineers. Now, those 3 people that have become my friends, they all have families that live here in the United States. They all choose to speak Spanish at home because all day they speak English at work and at school. It's important to them to continue their culture at home by speaking Spanish. They don't want their kids to lose touch of that. So as businesses become more and more global, the more attractive bilingual employees become. According to the article Why It Pays to Be Bilingual by Laura Morsch from CareerBuilders.com, 31% of executives speak 2 languages. That same article explains that those that are bilingual in English and Spanish are in highest demand. The same article goes on to say that employers are willing to pay extra for this skill. On average, bilingual employees make 5 to 20% higher than per hour more than those that do not have that skill. Another advantage to learning Spanish is that it allows you to become more exposed to diverse cultures. According to the July 2012 article, The Top 10 Economic Facts of Diversity in the Workplace by Sophia Kirby and Crosby Burns, quote, "A diverse workplace combines workers from different backgrounds and experiences. that together breed a more creative, innovative, and productive workforce. And businesses have learned that they can draw upon our nation's diversity to strengthen their bottom line. End quote. My youngest son attends a bilingual elementary school. My 2 older children also attended this school. Right now, over half of the students at this school are Hispanic. That was not the case 10 years ago. My son is exposed to Spanish on a daily basis. My older son Jacob met his best friend Jesse at this school. They've been friends for years. Jesse is fluent in English, and Jacob is now learning Spanish. The problem is that Jesse's parents do not speak English. So for years now, we've been relying on our kids to be our translators. But now that they're 15 years old and starting to get into some shenanigans, I need to be able to directly communicate with Jesse's parents. Now that you know how widespread the Spanish language is, in addition to the many advantages of learning it, I will now talk about the many ways you can go about learning it. There are a variety of ways to learn Spanish as a second language. I'm sure you're already aware, but if a college offers a foreign language, Spanish is definitely in that selection. UW-Waukesha, where I attend, offers Spanish every semester. So why not take a couple of those classes if you're looking for some electives? Not only will you add a few more credits to your bucket, but you will learn a skill that you can take with you, not only to the workforce, but to your life. You can learn Spanish online. If you Google the best ways to learn Spanish online, you will come up with over 33 million hits. Some of those you have to pay for, like Rosetta Stone or through the University of Phoenix, but some also offer free lessons, the first lessons, or beginning material like Babbel.com. There are even free interactive apps that you could download to your phones. Duolingo is one of those, and I like to use that to supplement my Spanish class. So, taking college courses for credits, or signing up for a private institution online, or something as simple as downloading a free app to your phone. These are 3 easy ways that you can learn Spanish. Because of all these ways to learn Spanish, why not take advantage of these? I hope I've convinced you to consider taking Spanish as a second language. Now, as you can see, Spanish is all around us, and it's really not going anywhere. As I mentioned before, the Spanish population is predicted to grow to more than 40 million people by the year 2020. Learning Spanish will be very beneficial for you. It will help you become more marketable in the business world. You will also acquire exposure to diverse cultures, which will help you grow as an individual. And because there are a variety of ways to learn Spanish, including but not limited to free smartphone apps, there's really no reason not to learn Spanish as a second language. Adios, amigos.